An education, on-site training, and a steady job can be yours if you qualify with the Virginia Job Corps. We'll have details. AARP offers a free workshop on how to keep you and your home safe as you both grow older. And if you're a licensed teacher, a volunteer opportunity awaits. The forum begins right now. A free education and training program that helps young people discover a career, earn a high school diploma or a GED, and find and keep a good job is at the heart of the Virginia Job Corps. Sean Beslow and Dale Oren, outreach and admissions counselors in Norfolk and on the peninsula respectively, have details. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Great program, and this targets a specific group of people, so we're going to talk about who might be eligible for something like this and how to find out more. So why don't we start at the beginning. Virginia Job Corps, incidentally, is about to celebrate a 50th anniversary, and you'll be hearing more about that down the road.
Yes, ma'am.
So the program's been around for a long time, which is a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the Virginia Job Corps does what specifically?
It's a government-sponsored youth training program for students ages 16 to 24 years of age, but sponsored by the United States government and the taxpayers. We are a government-funded program for free training and educational. So we help students get their GED or high school diploma and learn a career for free. They can also come into our program if they have their GED or high school diploma already. Oh, okay. So yes, ma'am, we're a vocational training and educational program.
Okay, so you cover a pretty good age range there. 16 to 24 is good. A good amount of time. So that gives people a chance who may have either maybe dropped out of school or didn't go forward like they thought they were going to, and still have an opportunity to do so. But this isn't just for the general public, so who might qualify for something like this?
Correct. Anyone between the ages of 16 to 24, they need to fall at or below the federal poverty guideline. Okay. It is a low-income program. Mm-hmm. Cannot have any law violations, outstanding court fines, okay, pending court dates, restitution, community service, anything like that, anything that a judge has ordered. But outside of that, it's pretty much merit-based on how we feel about that person and their commitment level.
Okay, so commitment, of course, is a very big deal because this program isn't just about enjoying a program. This requires a lifestyle change, even apart from even though they may have a clean record and they may have all the desire in the world to move forward, it's not like, okay, I'm going to do this from home.
It is. It's a big adjustment.
Yeah.
All the training is on site at one of our Job Corps centers. So okay, they travel. In Virginia we have three
centers. This is definitely a program that they will have to move away from home anywhere from a year to 2 years' time.
Big deal. That's
yes, ma'am. And a commitment starts off with the information sessions that we have on the south side in Norfolk at 5900 Virginia Beach Boulevard, Suite 215. We have an information session in our office every Wednesday at 9 a.m. We do require that they come in properly dressed, business attire. So to get them to understand that now they have to go from school wear to professional wear. And then Mr. Dale has his information session on
Mondays.
On the peninsula.
On the peninsula.
It's on Mondays at what time?
At 9 a.m.
And where?
We're at the Virginia Employment Commission Workforce Development Center on 600 Butler Farm Road in Hampton.
Okay.
It's just down the street from Thomas Nelson. So.
Okay, fine. Great. So you have two locations. So if you happen to be in Norfolk, but you live you're watching the show and you're going, but I live in Hampton, where do I go?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
You have two places you can go. Two opportunities, and it's every week in both instances.
Yes, ma'am.
Every Wednesday in Norfolk at 9 a.m. and every Monday in Hampton.
Yes, ma'am.
And people have to dress appropriately, and let's get a little even more specific because
yes,
I think that people may still show up and not always have the appropriate attire. So what does that mean? What kind of shoes?
Well, we want students to come in comfortable, but
right,
we want them to also understand that they have to come in professional setting. And so for students who do not have the clothing, we still tell them they're more than welcome to come in. But a pair of slacks, dress pants, dress shoes, a shirt and a tie, a vest. We have some students that come in with suits on.
Right.
very professional, to come into our information session that particular day. And then after the information session in the city of Norfolk, they come back on a Wednesday for a workshop, which is ran by career transitional specialists. And they basically discuss with them their career goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? How do you plan on getting from point A to point Z? And understanding that it just doesn't happen overnight. It is a process.
Right. It's not
Yes,
about
ma'am.
dreaming that you want something and you're going to be there. It's the whole, all that in between,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
very few people tend to consider, particularly when you're younger and
Mm-hmm.
you're looking down the road and say, oh, this is what I want to be or this is what I want to do. It
Yes,
sounds
ma'am.
great, but you need the tools to make it happen.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's where this program comes in. You mentioned that there are different sites or centers in the state. So these are where people, once they are selected, which I take it, this whole process with the information sessions and workshops is to get people to find out who might be best qualified to attend,
Yes, ma'am.
go and live on a campus. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We have 3 centers in Virginia, 2 centers in West Virginia, 1 center in Washington, D.C., and 2 centers in Maryland.
Wow.
And
a few in Kentucky.
And 3 in Kentucky. We just got Kentucky added on as well.
Wow.
And so the students, depending on the vocational trade that they're interested in taking up, would determine what center they will be assigned to go into. So right now we have the Blue Ridge Job Corps Center, which is the #1 center in the Job Corps region. They're #1 in the health occupation field. So a student has an opportunity to go to that particular center. It's an all-female school, and they can learn any trade in the medical field, CNA, CMA, MOS, and they now have LPN.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many students generally attend these schools at any given time? Is it the same group? Do they graduate together?
Well, we have a rotation, and Mr. Dare can explain that to you.
It's an ongoing process. People leave for Job Corps every week. People graduate from Job Corps every week. There's no set time. It's a completely self-paced program.
All right.
So however long it takes you to do it, as long as you fall within the 2-year cap
Okay.
that Job Corps has.
All right. So there's not the pressure to conform with what somebody next to you is doing because they either just picked it up quicker or they...
Yep, all,
It's
all self-paced.
Yeah,
Each
self-paced.
individual learn at a different rate.
All right. Is it classroom training?
Yes.
It is,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
hands-on.
And do they have
Hands-on.
mentors or people that work with people one-on-one
Correct.
as well?
Yes.
Okay. And I imagine since they live in is it a dorm setting,
Yes.
more or less? They also have meals?
Yes.
And
They have free breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all they can eat.
which is good for somebody 16 to 24.
Yes, ma'am. They do have rules and regulations that they must abide by. Each student will be assigned a dorm chore every single month, and it rotates. We're trying to teach them independent living skills, so when they get ready to move out on their own, they should be able to stand and take care of themselves.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of jobs are they training for?
Any of the hard trades, welding, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, carpentry. They have automotive technology, all the healthcare trades, like she said, MOS, which is medical office support, medical assistant, LPN, CNA. And then you have some sparse other trades, culinary arts, security. Help me out, Sean.
We have unarmed security and armed security that's now going to be offered at the Old Dominion Job Corps Center. Okay. And we do have heavy equipment operator, heavy equipment mechanics, and we offer now CDL, which is very good, you know, especially living in Virginia.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you cover a large area. So don't forget, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. in Norfolk, and every Monday, 9 a.m. in Hampton. The Virginia Job Corps would love to talk to you, but just remember, try to dress the part as much as you can and come with a sense of commitment.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you very much for sharing great information.
Thank you for having us.
Right, sure thing. And when we come back, a free workshop offers guidance on how to adjust your home to suit your needs and those of your aging loved ones.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
An AARP survey reveals that 8 out of 10 people age 45 and older wish to remain in their homes for as long as possible. Norfolk Public Library's Meet, Learn, and Discover series and the AARP are offering some guidance with a free workshop called Home Fit. Please welcome James Brooks, Associate State Director of AARP Virginia, and volunteer extraordinaire Ron Stiles. And they are both joining us to talk about Home Fit, what it means, and why it covers such a large group of people. And so we'll get down to the specifics in a minute, but if you're not familiar with AARP, it stands for the American Association for Retired Persons. Is that your persons? And ARP, and I think that we can probably get a little more information if we start with what AARP does in general, on a broader scale.
On a broad scale. Thank you, Jan. Thanks for having us here.
Sure.
And, you know, AARP, many people know the name AARP, but aren't really familiar with all of what we do and who we are. So AARP is a nonprofit membership organization. We have over 38 million members nationwide. We have over 1 million members here in Virginia. And our real focus is to help people to turn their goals and dreams into what we call real possibilities. And so that means helping people with financial security, whether that's preparing for retirement or maximizing income in retirement, dealing with workforce issues, having support for family caregiving, whether it's fraud and crime prevention, or a wide range of other issues that are really important for people 50 plus. We provide education and advocacy and service opportunities for people to live their best lives.
Okay. And this is also just if you're 50 or just turning 50, that does not make you old. 60 isn't old anymore, neither is 70 or 80 or 90 for that matter anymore. Things have really changed a lot, I think, in the way we view aging and how we live and our lifestyles. And James, you're there to help people work with their homes or their living environment to get them to think about where they live through the lens of safety.
Yes.
And that's a lot of work, but it's a very interesting topic.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We try to help people and bring to them things that they should be concerned about to living in their home, to make their the community, their home, livable and safe. And we start out by talking about the entrance of their home, then take them throughout their home, and then we really focus on the kitchen and the bathroom. Those tend to be where people spend the most time.
Isn't it amazing? And I want to apologize. I meant Ron and I called you James, so I didn't want to
That's
confuse
fine.
everybody out there as well as you. Like I thought my name was something else. And you are going to be conducting the workshop called
Yes.
Home Fit. That's going to take place at Pretlow Anchor Branch Library in Norfolk on the 16th of July. 16th of July. And so part of this is sort of people in their minds are going to have to kind of take a little tour of their house while you talk to them about what they need to take a look at.
Right. What Home Fit means to AARP and what it should mean to them. And we try to let them know that it's not just for disabled folks, but it's good for children of all ages, really. And one of the things that I talk that makes them think about is the entrance of their home, and they say 36 inches, but they lose from the door itself. They lose 2 inches. So we talk about wider doors, and I say wider doors and no entranceway, no step, 0 step, so that a person in a wheelchair can come in. And I say, the group of people who really like that feature is not necessarily, well, it is always the people living there, but it also are delivery people.
Gosh,
People
I hadn't
bringing
thought
in
about that.
furniture. So
They like you better if you have that.
absolutely.
We use this term universal design to talk about homes that are accessible to everybody across generations, and that's part of what we really care about. We know that people are concerned about not just accessibility, but also having homes that are livable and beautiful throughout their lives. So we want to make sure that people can have homes that are not only good for them as they age, but that work as they have grandchildren in and out, as they have, as Ron says, delivery folks in and out, but also as you have friends and neighbors over who also might be dealing with accessibility issues,
Right.
just to make sure that people have homes that are accessible for everybody.
Right, socially accessible.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
Now, we talked a little bit before taping about homes and everybody's definition of a home and how that can be different. And so we're not just talking about maybe a single family house, but other types of dwellings that people might live in.
Oh yes, and home too. You know, many people think it's like you say, it's the house, but it could be an apartment, it could be a trailer, condos, all of these things. And every time I do a presentation, a workshop, I learn a little bit more about some things that I hadn't even thought about. So. The universal design, the feature of that is just good design. That's what universal design really means. Is doing it very well, you know, and to fit from a toddler all the way up to grandparents and great grandparents.
Yeah, and to be able to kind of expand your idea of what home is and how it can
Yes.
encompass so many generations, as you said. So being at a home fit workshop, what can people expect? They come for how long?
Well, typically it's about an hour.
Okay.
It could be an hour and a half, depending on, because some of the workshops we bring in other folks
Okay.
to address other issues. You know, we might bring in real estate people,
Okay.
Engineers, you know, and even law enforcement. That would make it a longer, hour, 2 hours, you know. But my workshop just for the home fit, which I give them to take home with them, so they don't have to take the presentation, but everything I talk about is in here.
Oh, good. So they have a guide that they
A
can take
guide
along
that they
with
can
them.
take home with them.
And then you're there also to answer questions.
And
I get you get
I
a
will
lot
take
of them, don't you?
I will first take them through the presentation, talking about handrails, talking about the lighting in the house, talking about the width of doorways, so that a person, the very first person that I was introduced to that gave this presentation to me, he was in a wheelchair, and he asked the question, how many of you could invite me to your home?
Wow. That's a powerful question.
Yes.
Absolutely. Ron does
Wow.
a terrific job with this workshop, and I think one of the things that is important is he talks about fixes of all different sizes. So sometimes people can make really small fixes that can make a major difference for them. There are other changes that people might consider that have more cost involved. So Ron walks through what's the decision-making process, and how do you assess your situation, and then beyond that, who are the professionals out there that have been trained and certified to help with these changes, because it's important to work with professionals if they're needed who are able to have the insight that you need. And there are also some resources that are available to people, like the Virginia Livable Homes Tax Credit, for example, for changes they can make to their home. So it's also helping people know about those resources that are available.
I give them about $5,000 a year.
Okay, that
Tax
right
credit.
there should tell you something. $5,000 tax credit. I think that we don't want to tell everybody everything because we want them to come.
Yes.
So please, July 16th is going to be the Home Fit Workshop at Norfolk Anchor Branch Library, Pretlow Anchor Branch Library, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So give the library a call and find out more, and you get to meet the man himself, Ron Stiles, who will be conducting this workshop. Thank you both, James and Ron, for being here to talk about a great idea.
Thank you.
We know it'll help. And a local family shelter now is seeking licensed teachers to help kids with their math and reading skills this summer. Much more when we return.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Attention teachers. 4Kids is seeking licensed teachers to volunteer 1 day a week to help kids in need improve their reading and math skills. Joy Chisholm Thaxton is Director of Education, and Bill Young is Chief Development Director at 4Kids, Inc., a local nonprofit family shelter. And, of course, 4Kids has a very incredible mission to begin with, and that is to house families that are in need of shelter.
It's really, and the mission is more specifically to break the cycle of homelessness and poverty for families and children. And while we started 26 years ago and really focused, I think, on the housing piece to that, what we realized over the years is that breaking the cycle is a lot more than just putting a roof over someone's head. That breaking the cycle is really about mental health counseling, is really about, most importantly, and why we're here today, is education. Education is the ticket for a generational change to poverty and specifically to homelessness. And so really over the last couple of years, and with Joy coming on board this year, we're excited to make some big changes in our education programs to really recognize the unique needs of our families. And unfortunately, what the data shows, is just came out and we saw the latest SOL scores, is that our kids that are identified as homeless in the schools are passing at a rate of 25 to 30 percentage points less than their peers. And that's a scary piece of information that we're really trying to address, and Joy and her team is dedicated to doing that every day.
Okay, and the fact that they are not keeping up, or they are in some way not able to rise to the level of the other kids has a lot to do, of course, with their situations, because being in a shelter is not what all kids grow up with.
Right.
So the challenge is, I'm sure, focus, attention, consistency, all those things play into this.
Yes, definitely. The fact that they're not in school regularly, and the fact that they just tend to fall significantly below grade level when it comes to their non-homeless peers. And my team has begun administering reading and math assessments so that we can actually capture where the child's ability level is. A lot of times, and I'm coming from being in public education as a school administrator, schools are having to follow the pacing guide. So if you have a 6th grade student, you're following the pacing guide for the 6th grade curriculum so that they can be prepared for the SOLs. But what we find from that recent testing is that our children are scoring at a level that's about 2 to 3 grade levels below their achievement levels in schools.
Wow. Wow, that is significant. So the program that you are providing, or the assistance that you're providing during this summer, is in part intended to help make up some of that gap.
Definitely. Even the program that we offer throughout the school year, we have an after-school tutoring program, and we have shifted from just focusing on homework assistance to remediation and providing that remedial assistance. The Summer Jumpstart program, we're trying to get on board some licensed educators that are familiar with the curriculum. Our team is continuing to grow and develop into more licensed educators, but to provide some assistance to my team so that we can truly educate these students so that they don't regress over the summer, and they can kind of close the achievement gap, so they'll be prepared in September.
Okay, so the Jumpstart program, as we were calling it, is for this is a summer aspect of that, and the children are, what grades are we talking about?
We're talking about children in grades 1st through 11th. I'm sorry. We assess students 1st through 12th
4th grade, but we did have 2 recent graduates, and so they would not be a part of our summer Jumpstart program. But we are pulling from those students that were at least 1 grade level behind.
Okay. Now, the people that you're asking to consider volunteering, are these, it is a volunteer position, which means this is really committing and donating your time and your expertise, and this would be in the areas of math and reading.
Yes.
And you say licensed teachers, so does the teacher have to be licensed in the Commonwealth of Virginia?
No, we realize that families are moving in and out, so if they have a license from another state, we would welcome them the opportunity of being on board with our staff. We're very conscientious of teachers' time. They do so much during the school year that we don't want to absorb their summer, and that's why we're just asking that they commit to 1 day per week, but only 1 hour per week, essentially, so it's even better, a greater catch, for them.
Okay. And it's overseen by Joy and her team, so they're not on an island all by themselves. So it's, we're really focused on knowing where the kids' particular needs are so that they're focused on the right spots.
Okay, so when does this all take place?
Well, it starts July the 28th, and it runs about 4 weeks through August the 22nd.
Okay.
And very small ratio. We're trying to keep it 1 to 4. And as Bill indicated, my staff, I will have staff with each one of the licensed educators, so they will not be alone, and they will have that support in a very small group.
Okay, so small student to teacher ratio, people that are certified or licensed to teach from any state in the union are welcome to give you a call. And when you do call, the number that you've seen on the screen is Joy, who will answer, or somebody who knows Joy, and they will hook you up. Is there anything else that a volunteer or prospective volunteer might need to know?
Well, that they're not limited to just 1 hour a week.
Okay.
They could do more, so
Good point.
don't feel limited.
All right. Good.
If you're this person that, just wants to really commit for those 4 weeks, we certainly welcome that opportunity. While we're always recruiting volunteers throughout the year, this volunteer pool will be very different. We will have a separate orientation and provide some useful tools that are just specific to the field of education.
Okay, wonderful idea and program, and hopefully the children, and how many children are we talking about?
We're talking about 44 children. Hopefully, they have been invited to participate in Jumpstart. So every department is very important in ensuring that, this kind of gets off the ground and starts running.
All right. So in order to help them, give them a call, 622-6400, extension 171.
Yes.
That is Joy's number, and she'll be happy to talk to you. And thanks for joining us and letting us know about a great volunteer opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye.